Good morning. This is a meeting of the Securities and Exchange Commission under the Government in the Sunshine Act on May 21st, 2008. This morning we're considering a recommendation from the Division of Investment Management to propose to require that mutual funds make their risk return summary information available to investors in interactive data format. Just 1 week ago we proposed a rule that will require public companies to make their financial statement information available to investors using interactive data. In the near future, this will mean that mutual fund managers will have a powerful new tool to help them pick and choose among the thousands of public companies in which a mutual fund might invest. And that will indirectly be a great benefit to investors in mutual funds. What we're considering today will be a direct benefit to mutual fund investors, because providing the risk return summary information for every mutual fund in interactive data format will allow investors to do their comparison shopping in ways that were never before possible. For the SEC, which is the investor's advocate, mutual funds are a special area of interest because for years they have been the investment of choice for ordinary investors. In fact, they've exploded in popularity in recent decades. From $450 million in assets in 1940 to $38 billion in 1966, mutual funds have grown to nearly $12 trillion in assets today. 88 million individual investors in the United States now own mutual funds. And these same individual investors hold 86% of total mutual fund assets. Today there are over 8,000 mutual funds for these investors to choose from. That's a great thing. But how does an individual investor know where to start? How can anyone take advantage of all of this choice and be a discriminating purchaser who focuses on the fund that's exactly right for them? We know, of course, from a variety of investor surveys what kinds of information are important to most investors. They're especially concerned with a fund's performance, its risks, and its fees and expenses. The good news is that's the very information that's highlighted in the risk return summary section of a mutual fund prospectus. The bad news is that as easy as it might be to find that information for a particular mutual fund, it's exceptionally difficult for investors to compare information about a dozen funds, let's say, not to mention 8,000. As a result, investors have had to rely on the recommendations of investment professionals. And in many cases, those people have had a financial incentive to favor particular funds over others. Today's proposal is designed to put enormously powerful comparative tools directly into the hands of individual investors and into the hands of every investment professional that's honestly dedicated to helping them and recommending what is in the investor's best interests. The opportunity to put this important comparative information for mutual funds into interactive data format was really created last June when the Commission approved rule amendments to enable mutual funds voluntarily to submit risk return summary information to the SEC using interactive data. Since last August, some 20 mutual funds have already done this, even though it wasn't required. And earlier this spring, the Commission launched a new web page that lets investors analyze and compare that information provided by these mutual funds. The interactive data viewer on our website has demonstrated how investors will be able to compare funds across a broad spectrum. The rules we're considering today would multiply the power of that comparative shopping tool by several orders of magnitude. Instead of comparing fund information for 20 funds, an investor could compare literally thousands of them. And not only could investors use the information on websites such as the one the SEC has previewed, but they could download the information directly into spreadsheets and analyze it in any way they want using commercial off-the-shelf software. This would be an enormous help to millions of ordinary investors who put their savings in mutual funds.